In Chapel Hill, they love to say if the good Lord's not a Tar Heel, why did he make the sky Carolina blue? Glad to have you with us. Kenan Stadium in Chapel Thrill and home to the North Carolina Tar Heels. And boy, do we have a fun one ahead. Top 10 team, target on their back, going on their road and right into the snake pit. As we'll see the number 2 team in the country, the Miami Hurricanes, taking on a team recharged after a much-needed bye week, the North Carolina Tar Heels. For EA Sports College Football, I'm Reese Davis, joined here in the booth, as always, by David Pollack and Jesse Palmer. Guys, let's tee this one up. And the Tar Heels will get us started with the opening kickoff. So much for the touchback. Here he comes. I imagine he's going to get an earful on the sideline after bringing it out of the end zone and being knocked down at the 11. Here comes the offense on first down. Little touch pass to the receiver. Really nice stop there from this senior leader. And the Canes want to pick up the tempo. Sometimes people say, if you're good enough, what's the big deal about going on the road? Well, if you're not careful, fires into traffic, intercepted. Touchdown, North Carolina! How about that D coming up with a play like that?
You always want to come out and set the tone as a defense. Get a stop, make them punt. How about this? Get the INT and take it back to the house. Way to set the tone for this defense early.
And the PAT makes it 7-0. They're lining up to kick it off after the pick six, and that defense will come out feeling it. He'll bring it out. It's Jennings. Not nearly as much as he'd hoped when he brought it out in the end zone. He'll be stopped at the 15. Here comes the Hurricane offense looking to gather a little more strength. Well, the good news is they threw a touchdown pass last time. It was just to the wrong team, Jesse.
Well, that's an unfortunate part of the game for quarterbacks, but guess what? They do have it, so you've got to be able to turn the page here and lead this offense.
Well, I think you know this defense is going to be aggressive. They're going to jump routes. They're going to play aggressive. You've got to take advantage of that. Maybe use that this time to your advantage.
They feed him again. Dragged down at the 26 after a pickup of 5. Now on 1st and 10 from the 26. No matter who's been leading the program, Miami always wants to be able to run the ball with some physicality.
Yeah, it starts everything. The line of scrimmage starts everything. That attitude starts everything. And the U is known for attitude. And when they play physical, they've got great teams.
They're looking for an advantage in the running game to the right. And they'll spot it at the 38, and that'll be plenty for the first down.
All right, nothing flashy there. He just did what it took to get the first down.
And the Hurricanes have their offense in high gear. They'll see if they can find some running room on the right here. Turns it on in midfield. They've got the defense reeling right now with that big play to the 29.
Defense is going to have their hands full trying to stop this guy. They better rally to the football and get multiple hats because he is not easy to bring down.
And the Canes will snap it on 1st and 10. They'll give it to him again. They'll give him 1 to the 28-yard line.
Now that's what you're trying to do as a defense. Limit those damages when they run the football. Get them on the ground, short gains to set your defense for positive situations down the road.
Wants to fire on 2nd down. Swings it out to his running back. And good coverage by the defense, just a short gain.
You know, and that's why this guy can play first, second, and third down. You've already seen him earlier in the drive rip off some nice runs, but he can catch the football as well. They're going to find ways to get him going in all sorts of ways, but we're seeing it specifically on this drive.
Trying to make magic on the scramble. Nifty little scamper on this one. Enough for the first down, and he slides in safely. The Hurricanes racing to the line in the hurry-up. From the gun, the running back has it. He'll get that one all the way down to the 4-yard line before he stopped. The Canes trying to get a touchdown on first and goal. They'll try to get it in with the run. They bring him down, and he's going to lose a yard on that one. Can the defense stop them again on second and goal? They'll switch it up here and look to throw. He pushes his way down to the 4 as they get closer and closer. Third and goal, where you separate the wheat from the chaff. From the gun, wants to pass. And he'll finish the run and the end zone. Touchdown, Hurricanes! I tell you, when this drive started, the defense thought they had them in a hole. Not anymore. What a performance.
And I really like the play calling by the offensive coordinator on that last drive. That was a nice mixture of running and throwing and getting different players involved. Really nice job, very poised in that play calling, and it showed up with the touchdown.
Not nearly as much as he'd hoped. When he brought it out of the end zone, he'll be stopped at the 15. Line gets set, first down. The give to the back. Across the 25, he's got room. A huge gain on that one before he ran out of bounds, and he has the first down.
I bet that running back's eyes got so big when he gets that handoff going to the right and he sees the huge holes. Yes, please.
The defense just didn't flow quickly enough. All of the blockers had leverage on their men.
And that defensive line has to get off the ball a little bit better, get some penetration to stop that outside run.
At the 45, on his way. Big gain on that one as he steps out of bounds with a first down.
How about the left side of the line getting off the ball, creating some holes for that running back to get through, make a big play on the handoff to the left.
When something works that well, you might as well go right back to it. I mean, they showed no indication that they could stop it.
I like to go back to it and hurry up. Get to the line of scrimmage quick, run it again.
They'll rip off 8 on that play. It's 2nd and 2. This conference has a history of getting wacky, and the last thing you need to do is get off to a slow start in ACC play.
And what does everybody talk about every year, right? Like conference games, how much they matter, the familiarity with everybody around you. You can only start this one time, so let's bring that energy, bring that momentum. Who wants to start the season off now?
Well, the ACC is a conference that feels like oftentimes it just goes down to the wire. And those games late in the season are the ones that really determine what happens. But you got to set yourself up for success, and it starts right here in the first conference game in the ACC for your team.
Now on third down, this offense has been rolling. Can the defense stand tall? From the gun, wants to pass. The quick out. Good job running that route to get past the sticks because he got nothing after the catch.
There's a reason third down is called the money down. What a great find by the quarterback. Great job finding his receiver. At the end of the game, you look at third down percentages. It tells a huge story, and it goes a long way in deciding who wins a football game.
They bring him down, and he's going to lose a yard on that one.
And that play shows you really what this defense is about. It's a difficult one to attack. They're really good. One of the best in the country. They come at you from all angles. So I'm interested to watch. How do you mix up the play calling? How do you keep the defense off balance? Because they are a good one.
It'll be second down, and remember, they can pick up a first without scoring.
42 Spider. 4-2 Spider.
Wide receiver coming across in motion. Toss to the outside. And he'll step into the end zone. Touchdown, UNC!
And they just keep feeding it to their workhorse back to open this game. Great job in the open field. He's got tremendous vision. He can make people miss. You saw all of that on display here in the opening drive.
They'll try to add another to their lead. And the extra point is true, and they're on top by 7. An 84-yard drive there, and the scoring play came on the 12-yard run. About to kick it off after punching it in for the touchdown. Fielded in the end zone. It's Jennings. I know he thinks he can house every return, but sometimes you just have to take a knee as he stopped at the 14. Here comes that Miami offense back onto the field. How about that blocking up front in that running game last time as they just walked it down for a touchdown, David?
And the big boy.
Intercepted. Taking it the other way. And they capitalized not only on the pick, but on the great return to improve this field position.
This is obviously not a great start for this quarterback here. 2 interceptions already in this game. He's got to do a much better job with his decision making.
And the sudden change magnified for this defense as it's 1st and goal. The offense will have to use its first timeout of the half. The Tar Heels will try to punch it in on 1st and goal. Pre-snap motion in the backfield. Quarterback flips it ahead quickly to the receiver. Touchdown, Tar Heels! And they'll put that scoreboard operator to work and put 6 on the board. When you're handed a break with unbelievable field position like that, you better finish the deal, and they did.
You saw the quarterback jog on the field. I think he gave a high five to every one of those players coming off that just put them in position to go score that touchdown. That QB knew this was a golden opportunity, and boy, he took advantage of it.
And the extra point puts them on top 21-7. About to kick it away after scoring the touchdown. And he's going to run it back. Nothing wrong with the touchback, and they wish they had one right now, but he stopped at the 9-yard line. Here comes the Hurricane offense looking to gather a little more strength. Well, the good news about this drive, Jesse, it can't go worse than last time through a pick on the first play.
No, it certainly can't. I think one good way, David, to help your quarterback turn the page is just find him an easy completion here and let him get back into a rhythm.
Yeah, or find him an easy handoff. Just hand the football off, maybe get the ground game going, maybe jumpstart this offense a little bit.
Quarterback wants to throw on 2nd down. Looking to the big tight end. It's caught downfield. He's run out of bounds, but a big play on that one, and it'll be a 1st down.
Yeah, and the quarterback knew exactly where he wanted to go with the football, had time, spins the ball deep. Nice job by this offense, understanding what the defense is giving them and creating the explosive play.
Quick pass on the jet motion. inside the 45. And he's brought down after a nice gain.
This offense has a lot of different ways they can attack you, and you're going to see the entire playbook at work in this game. Throwing it, running it, and getting guys the ball out on the perimeter. Great job.
They'll run the screen. Not able to break the big one on that screen to the running back, but he found enough and a solid pickup on first down.
Love the execution there on the screen. The running back shows pass protect, last second turns around, so he's able to get the ball. The D linemen have already run past him. Now he can turn upfield for a big gainer.
They'll leave it with him. And the Canes will keep this drive going. Time winding down in the quarter as they come to the line. They're getting this guy lathered up. And after the tackle, that will bring us to the end of the first quarter. Second down now as they're ready to go back to work. Reads it, fires complete. And his molars are probably rattling after that big hit, but he did get the first down. They're looking to pass from the red zone. Firing to the right, complete. And the defense settled in to stop that one for a short gain. They were able to make the completion, but he had to pick his way for just a little bit. Needed a little more help to spring him for some yardage.
Yeah, if you're going to have success when you throw it outside like that, you're going to need some more blocking and better blocking downfield. Give the defense credit, though. They were able to rally and made a tackle.
Not a lot of ground to cover and not much to defend. A big third down in the red zone. They'll try to run for it. And the Hurricanes will move the sticks.
Well, this offense is sending a little bit of a message here. Of course, we know how much they've struggled on third down all season long. They're just never able to seem to get into a rhythm. But after that last running play, moving the sticks, you just wonder what that does for their confidence.
First and goal and a great opportunity to slice into this lead. They'll move the running back to try to force the defense to adjust. Dings it complete to the right. And just a short, safe pass play. They pick up a few.
Again, this is a running back that can hurt you. Running it between the tackles, and he's dangerous out in space. They like to throw it to him out on the perimeter as he picks up a couple of yards there.
Nice, solid form tackle from this sophomore. And the Canes moving quickly to the line. They want to dance their way in on third and goal. Just hammer it with this running back again, and he noses his way into the end zone. Can these guys just score from anywhere out there? After that drive, it sure looks that way.
And that's what separates really good offenses from great offenses. When you're backed up in a bad position and you can still fight your way out and go get you a touchdown, that's a great drive by the offense.
Lining up to cover the kick after that touchdown drive. Fair catch called for and made. So pleased to send the offense back out. Now they need to put something together to answer that last score.
There's a lot of pressure, too, on this offense to have to execute at a high level. They've got to score points, David, but they can't go too fast because their defense right now is tired.
And I think that's the difficulty being a play caller. Like, I have to balance all of those things. My defense is a little bit tired. I can't put it on the field, but I got to be aggressive because this is a back-and-forth type game, so a lot to process and think about.
Big chunk play to start this drive. Now they'll really try to take it to this defense. Quarterback quick pass to the receiver. And he was fortunate not to lose yardage on that play, able to wedge it back to the line of scrimmage. Offense lining up quickly. To the ground with the back. And it looks as if he'll pick up maybe a couple. Now trying to keep this drive alive on 3rd and long from the 45. From the gun, wants to pass. Finds his man down the middle. That'll be enough for the first down, and they'll mark it at the 48.
When you're a playmaker like this guy is, your coaches are going to dial up plays intended for you, especially on 3rd down. That's what you saw in that last play. There was no question where the quarterback was going with that football. All week long, they decided on the biggest downs of this game, we're going to target our best player, and we're going to make sure that he gets looks. It doesn't matter what the coverage is, and you saw it right there on that play.
Hands it off. A solid pickup there before the defense is able to make the stop.
It's the MO of this offense. They really put a lot on the offensive line to go out and really try and establish their dominance and their assertiveness, and they've done a good job of that early in this game running the football.
After the productive first down play, it's 2nd and 6. He's looking to throw. Got the big tight end on the corner route. And he's knocked down immediately, but not before he moves the chains.
It is so good for an offense early in the game to get in a rhythm and to start stringing first downs together. It makes the game really easy and puts that defense in a situation where they're starting to get tired. They want to sub. They want to get other guys in the field. Stringing first downs together like this makes it hard to defend.
You'll take 4 yards on first down every time, 2nd and 6.
And that's a really nice play. It's impressive. When it's first down and the defense thinks you might be running the football, you still can line up. You can get some movement at the point of attack and find a little crease for your running back.
Solid pickup of 4 on first down. It's 2nd and 6. Wide out in motion. They'll try to get the edge with the toss play here. They bring him down, and he's going to lose a yard on that one. That linebacker was a heat-seeking missile, and the heat that he sought was the ball carrier.
Yeah, great job, great feel. Linebackers are making all the calls in the defense and understanding when I need to come through that gap and come through with bad intentions. Those guys are usually 245 pounds of heat-seeking missile.
On 3rd down, going up top. Unloads to the wideout. Snagged in the middle. It's good. They make the stop, but not before he sets them up with a 1st and goal from the 10. We asked earlier this week, who's your favorite receiver? And, of course, he said the open one, but we know who he really wants to go to on 3rd down.
The best one. I mean, I think the open one, obviously the politically correct answer, but you want to find the guy that you got that great chemistry with. You know exactly where he's going to be. You got that bond and that.
Gets it into the end zone, but there's a flag down. We'll see if this one is coming back. The officials offer the deal, and the coach accepts it. They will take the penalty. And the Tar Heels will try to put one on the board on 1st and goal. Fast motion from the offense. Got his man on the right. They get it down to the 7 on that pass play in prime position for a score.
But we see another catch by this guy. This defense is going to need to do a better job of tackling the catch. In coverage, I know they want to slap the ball away, but if you can't do it and force the incompletion, you've got to at least make sure you're able to drag him down to the ground as soon as he catches the ball.
He bullies his way all the way down to the 5-yard line. The Tar Heels want to crank the tempo. And he's a real nowhere man tackled in this no-gain land. We got a timeout here late in the first half, and they'll try to get more points on the board before the break. And on 4th down, they'll try to salvage the drive with a field goal. And this one ought to be nice and easy, a 22-yard attempt. It's good. And they'll push that lead out a little further. After putting up a 3-spot, the kickoff unit set to go. Just into the end zone, and he'll bring it out. Really disciplined job by the coverage unit to get down there and make the stop at the 19. And here comes that Miami offense back onto the field. Getting late here in the first half, they'll have a chance to make this a one-possession game.
And the offensive play caller here has to really be dialed in. It's important down 2 possessions, Dave, that they're able to score some points, and you got to call your best stuff in this 2-minute situation.
And such a good opportunity to cut it to a one-score game, create that momentum, get some good juices going for the second half, because obviously, you built yourself a little bit of a deficit. You need some good things to happen, and it needs to happen on this possession.
Trying to beat the D deep. And it slips through his fingers, incomplete. That would have been a huge gain if he could have squeezed it. 3rd and long, and he'll try to throw for it. Going to try to get it himself. And he tried to make something happen with his feet, but they stopped him short, and it'll bring up a 4th down. Quick timeout by the defense here, trying to make sure everyone has the same call. The Hurricanes will call on their punt team. Able to get the first one of the day away. They did have to send him out 3 times in that victory last week. And the returner runs out of real estate as he goes down. The North Carolina offense returns to the field. That last drive was a long one, Jesse. They'd like this time to pay it off with a touchdown instead of a field goal.
No doubt, Reese. They had a lot of good stuff going that last drive. You need to get a tutty up on the board here to extend that lead, David.
And I think you definitely want a touchdown, but if you put another long drive together, get points, multiple possessions in a row, start to let those body blows add up and wear this defense out.
It'll be a 1st down from the 49-yard line. Quarterback checking the play. Trying to find his man on 1st down. Quickly complete. He stopped just a chain link or 2 away from the 1st down and sets them up beautifully here. Wants to throw on 2nd down. He finds his man. And he's brought to the ground, but not before he gets enough for the 1st down. And the Tar Heels in the hurry-up. He wants to throw. A shot toward the end zone. Throws into double coverage, and it's picked off. Trying to take it back. And they get the takeaway and prevent points from going up just before the end of the half.
I like the decision by the quarterback in terms of where he was going with the ball. Just don't like the accuracy. That was not good location on the throw. Got away from him a little bit, and the defense able to come up with a big pick.
They'll start this drive with a pass. Still on his... Oh, he needs to get rid of it. He needs to do something, and he will go down. What a terrible, terrible play and a big loss. Just a few seconds remaining here as they try to put something up before halftime. On 2nd down, looking again to throw. He'll try to do it himself. They make the stop, but not before he takes a chunk out of what they need to move the sticks. That's going to wrap up the first half here, and now we join Kevin with the halftime update. The Canes will kick it away to crank up the second half. He'll call for the fair catch here. North Carolina has it back, and the Tar Heels so pleased to send the offense back out. If it's working, why change it? And that running game was working in the first half. I imagine we'll see a lot more of it here in the 3rd quarter.
And you just know the offensive line was telling their coordinator, put this on us. Let us continue to go out there, push these guys around. We can put this game on our back and end this thing by running the ball.
And this is a manhood question for this defense. Like, as a defensive lineman, and you're pounding the rock, like, I got to physically rise to this challenge. This defense has to play more inspired and more physical in the second half.
The give to the back. Knocked down after getting 6 all the way out to the 34-yard line.
Listen, you got to be able to know what play to call and what hole to go through. Like the line blocks for a certain hole. Good job getting through the hole, getting what was blocked, getting a nice positive gain, making your situation really good on the next down.
It's third down from their own 34 as they try to keep the drive moving. They'll try to run for it. And they'll get it to the 39-yard line, and they'll move the chain.
That has got to feel good if you're this offense picking up that first down by running it, because we know the struggles they've had this season, particularly on third down. So to come out here, run the ball, keep the drive alive, let's see if they can generate a little bit of momentum.
Motion from the offense. They'll try the run. They wrestle him to the ground, but he's got plenty for a first down.
In halftime in this locker room, there's a lot of positive things to talk about. You got the lead, but you know what else will be positive, Palmer? Get the running game going early in this second half.
You're absolutely right here, and I think this coaching staff is going to try to put this game on the offensive line a little bit. Let these guys take this thing over, be physical, and push this defense around.
They'll go to the ground. They make the tackle at the 33, but he's ripped off 15 yards and picked up a first down.
This is going to be a big key for him, David, with the lead here in the second half, running the football, right? Staying on the field and bleeding the clock.
Yeah, run the football. You're ahead. You can be a little bit more conservative. But again, this opens up the pass. This keeps everything in balance for this offense.
What a good run there. He has enough for the first down.
Well, right away after picking up the first down, they go right back to their playmaker at running back. And I love the push they got up front, getting a hat on a hat, opening a huge hole for the back.
And you become so hard to defend when you can run the football successfully on first down. You're starting like that. Now what opens up? Play action. Now you're making me play.
What a snag by the defense. And he's wrapped up after a solid return on the pick. And on the opening drive of the second half, you've made adjustments, but sometimes you underestimate the fact that the defense is ready for your adjustments.
And they've made their own adjustments as well, and they're allowed to sit there in the locker room and think and wonder about how you're going to attack them coming out of the tunnel. Great job being ready to go at the start of the second half by the defense.
Navigates that mass of bodies and gets 4 out to the 17. And the Canes come to the line in the hurry-up. He's looking for an open man on second down. Tight end finds a soft spot. There to make the tackle, but the big throw is good enough to give them a first down. Clock ticks across the 4-minute mark here in the third. Leaves it with the running back. Finding a way to put that foot in the ground and get it up to the 37-yard line. After the productive first down play, it's 2nd and 6. Keep it on the ground. And the runner is down, and so is a flag. They say you could call holding on every play. Well, they did on that one. And now on second down for this offense. He's looking to throw. Feeling the heat as he lets it go. And the deep shot is complete inside the 35-yard line. And the Hurricanes have this offense rolling. That kind of play is just vintage Hurricane receiver play.
I mean, big-time playmakers on the outside. The list is long for Miami, but finding those elite speedsters down in the state of Florida, it's not a hard job.
They make the stop, but what a job on the scramble to get loose and pick up that first down. Now from inside the red zone. Moving out of the pocket. And the heat will get home, and the quarterback goes down at the 17. Gave up the sack on first down. Now it's 2nd and 11. He's looking to throw. Just led him a little too far across the sidelines. Makes the catch, but it's incomplete.
Well, he was trying to get his feet.
And it looks as if they buzzed down. Replay wants to have another peek at that last play. So after reviewing the undisputable video evidence, the replay booth has decided to overturn the call. Really need to pick up this conversion and avoid having to settle for the field goal. Takes it from the gun on third down. He steps out of bounds, but he's got enough for a first down.
I'll tell you what, after that big gainer on third down, you might think about your quarterback running it again down here. It's hard to throw down close inside the 10-yard line. You've got to have some designed QB runs or give him.
And here's the third interception of the night. Past the 50. Past the 30. He's at the 10. Touchdown, North Carolina. What a great play by the defense and paying it off with the interception return. How efficient have they been as they extend this lead here in Week 5?
Free safety roaming the middle of the field, and you can see just reading the quarterback's eyes. And how about the break on the football, taking a great angle to pick it off and then do some damage and make the big play for this defense to score some points.
They're about to kick it away, and the defense probably can't wait to get back out there after the pick six. Going for the return. That gamble did not pay off as they bring him down at the 12-yard line. Here comes the Hurricane offense looking to gather a little more strength. This possession will be a test after squandering that long drive throwing a pick six, Jesse.
You're right, Reese. Well, I think this is really dependent, too, on the leaders in this huddle right now to step up and help this offense get back on pace here on this drive.
Yeah, and this defense is frothing at the mouth. They're excited. They're jacked up. They just made a big play. They got all the momentum, so they're ready to hunt.
And this offense just can't afford not to get the first down here. Already trailing big, and the clock is not their friend. He's got his man. Finally pulled down, but not before moving the chains for a first down. These two guys, just on the same wavelength, they make clutch connections all the time.
And that's practice, man. That's all summer.
And man, oh man, he is in the dark tonight. His fourth interception.
That QB might want to register as a 501c3. With the amount of donations he is making to the other team right now, interception number 4 now, putting his team in a bad position time and time again. We might want to start thinking about a change here.
The North Carolina offense returns to the field. Give to the running back. And the defense holds firm. No pickup at all on that play.
You can't let the same guy beat you over and over and over again. You got to make adjustments. Sometimes you got to bring more guys in the box, more guys to the football, and make sure he's not the one who beat you.
With jet sweep pass. He stops him at the 31, but not before. He picks up 10 yards on the play.
It's so hard for a defense to have to stop plays like that because it really forces you to play with great eye discipline. You see the pre-snap motion. Defense doesn't know if he's just running across the field and he's going to run a route, if he's going to block, or if he has the football. That time, he was able to outflank the defense and hurt them to get that first down.
Out of the gun, the inside give. Not a whole lot of room as he gets a couple inside the 30 to the 29.
And the defense doing a great job committing to the run. When you commit to the run like this, obviously you can give up some plays in the passing game, but you got to stop the run first.
Looking to throw on second down. They're setting up the screen. They make the stop after the catch and still some work to do to pick up that first down.
That's the end of the third quarter. With the score, North Carolina 31, Miami 14.
Now facing a third down as they line up after the break.
Here we go.
Shakes off the tackler. In his sophomore season, he's really learned to find that running room.
Fresh legs, man, and it is showing. Of course, this team had the bye last week, and you're seeing it right now late in the game, running the football, imposing their will against the defense that looks tired. Of course, they had to play last week, and you're seeing that right now.
The Tar Heels are moving quickly down the field.
Get set, get set. Ready, go.
Right back to the well. Mark it off as a 6-yard gain down to the 6-yard line.
I think you have to like what you see if you're the coaching staff here. Your offense is on the field, and it looks like you got a pretty good drive going, and you're just going to try and keep this thing marching, keep the clock ticking. You've got a really nice lead here late. Just want to find ways to keep the chains moving. They're doing it.
From the gun, the ground game. They bring him down, and he's going to lose a yard on that one.
Loses 1. Brings up 3rd down.
The terrain gets rough this deep in the red zone. 3rd down. They can pick up the first without scoring. From the gun, wants to pass. It's complete. Touchdown, UNC. And the beatdown has ensued. They tack a little more onto this lead, and they're on their way to a 3-0 start.
There's no mercy rule in college football, man. They've got a huge lead here in the 4th quarter. They are still chucking it, and they are still scoring.
And he puts through the extra point. So they marched the ball 41 yards on that drive. And they closed the deal with the 7-yarder for the score. And he'll bring it out of the end zone. Stopped at the 17, and he's probably second-guessing that return. And here comes that Miami offense back onto the field. Mistakes are going to happen, as they did on that last drive. Now, how will they respond, Jesse?
And this is the kind of guy who's going to take full accountability. That was my bad. That's on me. I'm about to lead this offense now down the field to score some points.
Dang, Homer, I wish I would have played with you. I didn't play with many quarterbacks that were just like, yeah, my bad. Hey, guys, I got this. Sorry about that. It was more, should have ran a better route.
He's back to throw on 2nd down. Now he's going to break the pocket. He'll pull it down and run. Didn't get a whole lot of room to run. He picked up 1 or 2. And the Canes headed quickly to the line. On 3rd and long, he has to throw for it. Oh, he's going to try to get it all here. And here's the 5th interception by this quarterback. He was looking for that big return to go with the pick, but he'll set him up in business at the 36.
And as a defensive lineman late in the game, man, when you know it's passion, you're pinning your ears back, trying to get to the quarterback, and DBs are trying to do this. Pad them stats, get the INT. Nice job by this D.
They'll give it to the back. Just steamrolling the defense. The defense got caught that time, and they finally get him on the ground at the 41.
Okay, ready?
On 1st down, here comes this offense.
Lasso!
The inside handoff. A 7-yard pickup. It'll be 2nd and 3.
You got to give the coaching staff credit because they really do focus all season long on situational football with the lead late in the game. If we're on offense, we're trying to stay in bounds. We're trying to bleed the clock. And after ripping off a really nice run, that guy knew, I've got to get down. I cannot get pushed out of bounds, cannot get tackled out of bounds. Really, really nice job.
I love when players understand situations and they understand where the 1st down marker is and they understand where I got to get to. A lot of people you'll see run north-south and try to bounce out wide and make big plays. Sometimes it's not about making big plays. Sometimes it's about getting that first down to make sure I get an extra set of downs instead of trying to make those big touchdown runs.
Defense, what are we doing? How are you going to let that guy, one of the best receivers in the entire country, be wide open like that? You're just making it way too easy for the offense.
Smart move to keep it on the ground. Got some room, headed to the goal line. Touchdown, Tar Heel! And the stomping has commenced.